posted all those videos today because those videos are being shared to multiple sites. The videos I just posted on our stuff, it's been on other sites right now. We just posted to the different forum sites, got to bring it over to the website and so forth, so we can show up our stuff. But also, too, most importantly, we have a channel that we're building, not only the blacklist, but a channel we're building on these particular individuals that scam people in screen paint products. I mean, lie on specifications and everything you can possibly do. One of the biggest scammers I've ever met in my entire life was a YouTuber by the name of Crow1176, goes by the name of Jaime Fernando Gonzalez. And this guy has been, he's one of the biggest scammers I've ever seen. I've been in the business for a long time. I've seen all different types of things. I would say this would have to be one of the biggest scammers I've ever seen in my life. He goes back way, way back. So he's been scamming people for years. Now, Fernando, as I said before, if you feel in any way that any of these videos that I've just posted, if you feel that this is not true and you're an innocent person, you've never scammed anybody, you've never ripped anybody on screen paints, all your stuff is tested, you can back yourself up 100% in the court, that you haven't committed other multiple crimes, as in basically copyright infringements and violations, and you didn't have to have a process server come to your front door. You didn't commit any of these crimes whatsoever, including the operation of a unlawful use of a 3D printer, of printing out trademark materials and selling stolen items and all that stuff. And you feel that you've never done any of this stuff whatsoever, and everything we posted is completely fake, we would advise you get an attorney and sue me in court for defamation. Because if that's the case, then I made a very serious case against you. That's not true if that's the case, right? But unfortunately for you, all the evidence we have against you is real and true 100%. You did rip your customers off a lot of money because you went in and you didn't do any testing. As we showed you in the demonstration under the Frankenstein mix, clearly goes and says, hey, this is a product that's tested. Man, that's not even anywhere near tested. That's not even near. That screen was completely washed out and unrecognizable. But again, by Jamie's standard, that Frankenstein test demonstration was supposed to be, he thought it was perfect. Not by our standards, not by anybody's standard. I posted that thing a dozen times in different forum sites, and they said, whose disgusting product is this? Because again, you can't see the screen, it's washed out. But this is what he approves as being good product. See, this is why I said that he falls under the old guidelines of old screen paints back in the day, where they felt if you could see the screen, it's still basically sellable. Not in this decade and time, it's not. Your screen literally has come up looking like a TV. So you notice that the difference between what it looks like in this apartment, where he has a 4K projector and where he has it darkened, which we'll be showing those demonstrations side by side, showing what the Frankenstein mix looked like in environments we operated in, compared to what he shows the Cinemax in, and the darker environments using an amped up 4K projector that's been calibrated and modified to look a certain way. So if you notice, his customers don't get the same results he does. So as I said before, you don't know what you're doing, because in one of the demonstrations you clearly said it's not ambient light rejection. That's when you sold to us with a different color attached to it, but in your demonstration it's lighter and it is ambient light rejection. That would be backwards. Darkers are ambient light rejection, lighters are not ambient light rejection. So I don't know where you mixed that up, but no, that'd be opposite, which means you flip-flop. You change things at will. That's what you do to get people's money. That's what you do. So you lie a lot. Another thing too, you don't know what you're talking about. The projector you said was 800, is 600 by 800, and the resolution for that would be 720p. You said it's not 720p. Way under that, even if you're under something roughly around maybe like 7 something to 400, and that range anywhere 480, whatever, that's still 720p. Now, if you're reaching underneath that, then you're in the range of 480p or 240p. Then you're talking about that range in there. 600 by 800 is 720p. We use them all the time in here. So again, didn't know what you're talking about. I'll point that out in the video. And when we break down his videos, Jamie has a habit of leaving things out. This is how we looked in the video. I was like, wait a minute, there's paint in the corner. Now let me explain something to you. For anyone who makes screen paint, you already know this from the door. For those who don't, how you buy screen paint and how you make it is two different ways. You buy a quart and you buy a gallon. The quart is going to be black, of course, and the gallon is going to be your base, which is going to be white. That's when you're going to make your product from. This is where, if you add black paint to this changes the gallon into more paint. And the more paint you have, the more paint you sell. So the black, you don't need a gallon of that. And why would you buy a gallon of something that you're not going to need? If you're doing reversals, I would see why. Then you would have a smaller can of white and a larger can of black. That's how it would be for reversal. Because one is actually the changer and toner, and one is the base. The base is where you're going to make your more product up, which you're going to sell. So anytime you see anybody making screen paint, and I can show you a couple of videos of multiple people making screen paint, you can see the same thing, gallon quart. One's black, one's white. You see it in every single video demonstration. That's this mixture that was sitting on the edge of the table that we saw. And what was it? Bare silver. No, it was bare 1050. That's what it was. The same thing we showed you in the demonstration. Showed you how to mix the paint together. The black and white paint, same signature. And the same paint we sent back to him in the same video. Again, he didn't want to test. He sent it back. You bought black and white paint. That's what you bought. All you customers who bought that stuff, you got ripped off. You got robbed. It is what it is. You got robbed. Now, those people who went in and helped him support his campaign, which we have here in Crowcast, which is Daniel McAfee. We have, and mind you, Mr. Williams, you weren't in Crowcast, but you mentioned him multiple times in email messages, which means you supported him 100%. And we even have you in a voice conversation screaming at us while we're in the garage unit, yelling about how his products work and this, that, and the other. So you supported these scams he was running, which means when we basically start following these lawsuits and also criminal charges on how you scammed thousands and thousands of people, you guys will be involved in that because you supported the activity knowing what he was doing. Same thing with you, Danny Rogers, because we have you in the Crowcast. We have Daniel McAfee, which his name was Solid Wake 5, but we do know your real name now. So we can add that in there with those charges, showing you guys had a mass operation ring of scamming people on YouTube that goes back for years. Do you have any idea how much jail time you'll get for that? A lot of jail time. You're going to pay all that money back. So that's why I told you when I sat there on camera, I said that I have evidence on you guys for years. Like, we got so much stuff on you. If we picked and analyzed his videos like that, what do you think we did to your videos? I found stuff about your company that, again, would get you locked up. There's a lot of stuff you guys were doing that you shouldn't have been doing. And you figure since Jaime was running these scams, Rogers, you thought you would run the same scam too, just like him. With this, what you call this, you kept skin light coating paint that was majority water. So you were selling people 16 ounces of water and 16 ounces of paint. I had the demonstrations right there, the ones you deleted off your account. You also made claims that you had this outrageous gain attached to your screen with a 0.85 and whatever, and this range gain nonsense, which again, another scam. You guys are in a scam ring in there. You guys got, and you got McAfee to come in and do the advertisement and promotion for your products. That's what you did. Yeah, a little scam ring going on. So we found all out about that. So I will be contacting FBI today. And your names will be mentioned. So once they start their investigation, guess what investigators do? They figure out things about where you live at, where you work at, because that was the case being compiled about you. And we're the ones pushing the charge that are following against you. Because you ripped a whole lot of people off. Look at those videos, Jaime. You really passed that paint? That Frankenstein mixture, you really put an approval on that, saying that product looked fantastic? That thing looked awful. It was completely washed out. And you consider that to be a final finished product? Okay. Well, there's that. Now, if you feel in any way, like I said before, anything that I said on camera is falsified, not true, and you're an innocent person, you didn't do anything wrong whatsoever, you didn't dox, you didn't harass, I got those, be posting those too, the doxing and all that stuff. I'm going to show why, Jaime, when you call me a racist at the end of the day, I'm going to show why at the end of the day we contacted ICE. I'm going to put information out there on the internet to let people see exactly your activities and what you were doing in the United States when you came over here, what you were doing with your time over here. I'm going to put it on blast. This is nothing compared. We're about to launch tomorrow. We have so much stuff on this guy, it's not even funny. So we have messages, communications between him back and forth on his website. A lot of you didn't see this, right? But there were conversations we were having back and forth. And Fernando was ranting like crazy. There was curse words, there was death threats, all kinds of stuff. We're going to post all that. You're going to make it look like you're a goody two-shoe, like you came over here to this country, you didn't do anything wrong, you're being picked out because of your race. All right, I got you on that one. We'll have more tomorrow. All right, got to go. And like I said, if you feel in any way that anything I'm saying is wrong or I'm lying about the other thing, get yourself an attorney, come sue me. But you can't, because everything I said is true. So we'll see you in court soon if you make it there, because again, they may come pick you up, especially what we're going to be putting out in the next couple of days. All right, got to go.